I'm Lesley Campbell. I'm the Reuse Consortium Coordinator with CRNS.
I'm going to be talking with Heather Buchan from Aberdeenshire Council and with Mark Morgan from Stella's Voice.
Since the pilot started in 2019 in Peterhead, Aberdeenshire Council have furnished over 50 properties with quality reuse furniture from the consortium, diverting around 13 tonnes from going to landfill.
The accommodation that we are furnishing is for homeless applicants, homeless families, for our temporary accommodation.
We work overseas to stop vulnerable kids from being trafficked, and we do a lot of stuff locally and helping people in need. And how we fund all of these projects and make them work is we run a lot of reuse and recycle projects.
We were just exploring other ways of getting furniture that was maybe sustainable, unique.
So we kind of started talking with CRNS and just went to inquire more at that point.
The very first meeting, myself and an accommodation officer travelled to Aberdeen to meet Stella's Voice, Instant Neighbour, CRNs. It let us see at an early stage the quality of furniture that was second hand. It's such a high standard, and I think that's the bit that gave us the reassurance.
And then talking to the other members. And then from that came the assurance and the confidence that gave us the kind of green light as we looked at it and said, yes, we want to do this. We want to become a part of this process.
From a staff point of view, working relationship at a local level has made life so much easier when they're ordering any items, or if we're dealing with an emergency situation. It's so simple for the staff to pick up the phone to Stella's Voice, Instant Neighbour, and just say, we've got a situation, and they'll do it like yesterday. With the perspective for our tenants that have gone into temporary accommodation, they're amazed that it's second-hand furniture. Just making every flat unique rather than being, oh, I know that was council temporary accommodation.
From our point of view, it's been great because there's been an increase in what we've been able to divert from landfill.
We're not having to renew items, which I think is the bonus.
We've generated revenue, which has been great for us, but also we know that we're also helping the council save.
And we're a local authority, so I think it is important to try and make sure that local businesses do actually have work from the council.
At the minute, we're operating in Peterhead, and then we expanded it into Fraserburgh with the council. And very soon, this is going to be expanded across the whole Shire.
It's not a pilot anymore, and it's now, or will be rolled out to everybody very, very soon.
And we're excited about this because obviously the growth in this is a growth in revenue. It's also an increase in savings realised, and it's also an increase in people that are being helped locally, but also people that are being employed that also creates benefit locally. People spend locally, live locally, and it's a better environment for everybody.
I'm not saying everything runs smoothly at the beginning, but it allowed us to discuss standards with CRN, discuss standards with consortium members. We
communicate well when an issue comes up, because the reality is issues do come up. But when they come up, there's been swift and effective communication. Matters have been solved really quickly. The collaboration between members, and probably the best example I've got of this is at the start of lockdown back in March.
Hotels, a lot of them closed as well, and we would have used that sort of accommodation for any of our emergency out of hours placements. We came up with a plan that we would furnish a lot more of our council tenancies and make them into temporary accommodation.
We were inundated with orders for items, and we couldn't meet them all because items are going out, but because of lockdown, items weren't coming in. So we contacted the other members across Scotland, and literally everybody pulled together. We had trucks and vans going all over the place, and we were able to fulfill the orders. Quite simply, it was the consortium, to me, it was in its best practice, everybody working together for one common aim, helping meet the need of others with reusable items that weren't going to landfill, better for the environment and saving money for the councils whilst generating income for the consortium itself.
I would be encouraging anyone to actually give it a go, even if it just means a pilot.
There just wasn't a downside to it. And for us, it's been a very positive experience, a very encouraging experience.
I'm more than willing to speak to any other local authority as well, just to discuss how our experiences have gone.
I cannot recommend it high enough. There really isn't a downside.
Definitely try it. I would encourage, it's been certainly worthwhile, and it's good to see something back in the local economy, and that we're also saving stuff going to landfill.